Right now, thanks to a challenge gift, your donation to CitizenLink can effectively be doubled. $50 can have the impact of $100. Just click on the banner on CitizenLink.com.
Christian business owners in New York pay a $10,000 fine for declining to hold a same-sex wedding at their farm. This is the CitizenLink Report. Hi, I'm Kim Trobee, and today we want to give you an update on Robert and Cynthia Giffords, owners of Liberty Ridge Farms. The Giffords found themselves accused of discrimination when they politely declined to allow a same-sex marriage to be held on their farm. Jason McGuire is with New Yorkers for Constitutional Freedoms, and I spoke with him recently about the Giffords and their case.
Well, the Giffords are Christian business owners in the capital region of New York State. They have a small agritourism business where they have things like, corn mazes, and you can buy pumpkins there and that kind of a thing. And because it's so difficult to do business here in New York, they branched out into doing weddings on their property. Well, they were fine doing that for a while until New York changed its legal definition of marriage that then required that businesses would have to do same-sex ceremonies. Well, the Giffords didn't think this applied to them because literally the bridal parties would use their bedrooms at their personal home as actually changing facilities for the wedding. Well, nonetheless, the Division of Human Rights cracked down on the Giffords and has fined them, $13,000 for simply following through with their religious convictions.
Now, where is the case today and what's happening?
Well, the case, they are faced with that fine from the New York State Division of Human Rights. Now they're entering the court phase of things. They have appealed the decision. They did pay the initial $10,000 fine, and $3,000 went to the lesbian couple in that case. They are appealing that decision, and that's where we are right now, is waiting to see what's the next steps and how the courts are going to handle this issue.
Now, are the Giffords continuing to allow their property to be used for weddings, or have they shut that down now?
They had a few ceremonies that were already contracted, and so they have continued those. None of them were same-sex ceremonies, but they had some already contracted. They are allowing still receptions of any kind to occur there, but they really drew the line of participating in the wedding ceremonies. So they are not doing any weddings at this point in time until we wait to hear what the courts are going to do with this situation. And I might add, that's at a significant financial loss to their business. So they're already taking a loss by simply saying we have to wait and see what the courts say when it comes to matters of their religious faith.
Now, you just spoke about a loss to their business. What else does this do to Christian business owners who just want to follow their faith in every area of their life?
Well, it trains business owners to think that they have to separate that which is sacred from that which is secular. And in reality, we can't do that. As Christians, we understand that we take our faith with us into every sphere of influence and everything we do. And it doesn't make sense to separate any portion of that in our lives. And so it makes them, in essence, second-class citizens. They have to step back and say that I don't have the same rights as other people do. When you're a Christian business owner, you have to go into that place saying I cannot exercise my religious freedoms, where there are other people that don't have the same convictions. They can go in there and do whatever they want.
Is the ultimate agenda just to drive Christians out of the marketplace totally?
Well, I think it's to drive those that have strong convictions out of the public marketplace of ideas. And it's not just the business place, but the public marketplace of ideas. We've now moved to a point where it's not just that we disagree on these issues, but it is you cannot think those thoughts. And so we have to remove you from not only the ability to earn the income, but then also from the ability to even talk about these things in the public sphere. And we're seeing that now in television programs and media, and yes, in Christian businesses. And every Christian really needs to wake up and realize that this will be an impact on their lives as well.
I think $10,000 to almost anyone today would be a real blow to their business and their personal finances. What's happening in that area with the Giffords?
Yeah, well, I'm glad you asked, because we are convinced that we're living in a day and an age in which the body of Christ is going to have to stand together. And so we have put together something called the Liberty Fund at our website at albanyupdate.com. And essentially, Christians from all across the state and frankly from across the nation are making donations to help us in the legal defense and to meet the Giffords in this cause. And I believe that Christians are going to have to do this more and more so that we don't have to be afraid of making those very difficult financial decisions without realizing we're going to have some support for doing the right thing.
Where can people get more information about that?
If they visit albanyupdate.com, which is our ministry website, at the bottom of the page, you'll see a button that refers to Liberty Ridge Farm. Just click on that and they'll find all the information they need as to how they can stand with the Giffords and with religious liberty and rights of conscience here in the Empire State and across America.
Jason, New Yorkers for Constitutional Freedoms is one of CitizenLink's 38 associated family policy councils. Tell me a couple of the other things that you guys are working on heading into 2015.
Well, there's a number of things we're watching. We're seeing now that the so-called same-sex marriage has become law here, and we're seeing same-sex unions, there is a continual tearing away of the definition of gender now. And so we're seeing even school districts that are now redefining their policies to allow transgender students to use opposite-sex restrooms. And that's a coming fight that we're going to see in our state. We're also beginning to confront the issue of physician-assisted suicide. And doctor-prescribed death is something we'll be battling in the new legislative year.
Always something to be working on, huh?
Indeed.
Jason McGuire is with New Yorkers for Constitutional Freedoms. It's always good to speak with you. Thanks for all the work that you do.
Thanks, Kim. We appreciate our partnership with CitizenLink.
You know, CitizenLink works with 38 associated family policy councils across the U.S. To find one in your state, just go to citizenlink.com. And thanks to all of you who've written to share your thoughts and encouragement. You know, you can always email us at mail@citizenlink.com. That's mail@citizenlink.com. And we encourage you to pray for our elected officials and our nation. And as always, stand tall and be heard.